Living in fear, hundreds of immigrants across Baltimore are begging to be heard, saying they are both victims and witnesses in the surge of violence across the city. WJZ is live downtown. Rick Ritter has more on handwritten notes that were delivered to the police commissioner and how immigrants feel they could help with gun violence. Rick?
Well, Denise, the stories are very emotional, tough to listen to. These immigrants have witnessed crime. Some have been the victims themselves, afraid they'll be detained if they come forward. Afraid to walk the streets, drop their kids off at school, or even leave their homes.
Put yourself in these people's shoes.
It's the harsh reality of immigrants across Baltimore living in fear.
It's not just fear. I see terror. They're terrified.
Concerns that are more evident than ever after leaders from Build Baltimore and IOSC collected hundreds of cards from immigrants of local churches, handwritten notes delivered to the police commissioner.
There were numerous cards that talked about violence, people seeing violence, people in the family being involved in violent attacks.
The stories are stomach-turning, from a girl who witnessed a murder outside her home to a boy who's watched his father be assaulted over and over.
He said, you know, my father keeps getting up and he keeps saying he's okay. But he personally, as a child, feels that this is killing his father.
Many afraid to call police.
They're afraid to come forward not only because they might be attacked, they're afraid to come forward because they might be identified or seen, and if they're not fully documented, that could be a serious problem.
Mike Mugo, a Rosedale, originally from Kenya.
Immigrants now generally are staying away from the police. They do not want any interaction.
Mugo says they want Commissioner Davis to be more vocal in supporting them.
Sometimes we don't have a distinction between ICE and the police. So we see the police, we see ICE.
What some feel is a missing link to help curb crime that's out of control.
I think this might be a key time that might turn the tide in violence.
And the commissioner has released statements in the past saying the department would not enforce federal laws. They certainly reiterated that today when we reached out to them. These local leaders are hoping to meet with Davis in the weeks ahead. Live downtown tonight, I'm Rick Ritter reporting for WJZ.
All right, thank you, Rick. Local leaders say the commissioner was slated to meet with immigrant families on Sunday, but had to cancel due to an unexpected personal matter.